Good day, everybody. Today's topic is the surgical approach. And I want you to keep an open mind as we go through this topic and evaluate your standards as we go. I consider surgeons the utmost professionals in our society. The title of a surgeon carries with it an immediate respect. When we're talking about a surgical approach at our dealership, it means we desire the respect of a surgeon. We need to establish the goal of presenting our clients with professional standards equal to that of a surgeon. If your dealership standards are low or never reviewed, your results will follow sooner rather than later. It's critical to establish high standards in everything we do in the dealership. Excellence is only achieved when the team has established the desire and effort to maintain a strong set of standards. Imagine if you were going to have some surgery and the doctor met you at the door and reviewed your insurance and then took your blood pressure, weight, heart rate, did a little hookup of IV if you needed that, and you would never see this happen. The reason is simple. The surgeon's time is too valuable to perform all of these basic tasks. The reality is time should be considered precious, and any process that will maximize the availability of it should be a mandate. I'm always amazed to watch fixed operation employees run around in circles trying to put out the fires that they created with poor work processes. The most common reason I hear when I challenge them on this, why do you do it that way? They say their problem is time, the lack of it. They don't have the time to run and perform the right processes. But you know, as much of a waste of time as that is, we all have employees take smoke breaks. They visit their Facebook pages, use their cell phone and text during working hours, and this time really adds up. I've even seen dealership employees playing Candy Crush on their company computer between customers. Now, if they don't have anything better to do than that, imagine back to your surgery, your surgical team. Could you imagine them playing Candy Crush during your surgery whenever they had the chance to? As ridiculous as that sounds, is it any better that we allow our people to constantly waste time that would be better spent providing customer care or marketing? Let's look at professional training. Could you imagine if your surgeon wasn't required to meet the highest professional training standard? As ridiculous as that sounds, I believe the same, again, should apply to our dealership employees. The days of hiring people from a different industry, putting them directly on the line without any professional training has to be behind us. We need to have training standards that outline professional development in every position of dealership operation. We can't expect high performance in customer care to be an automatic result. It's in those dealerships that understand investment in their people is critical that they prosper in the long term. Investment in training is a requirement and should be a well-established culture for your dealership to exceed the expectations of the customer. Do you want an untrained surgeon working on you? I didn't think so. The best equipment. Our surgeon is expected to use the latest state-of-the-art equipment I would assume that professional surgeons faced without using the best equipment or the equipment that didn't meet their standards would not stay long in that environment. They'd seek employment at a hospital that met the professional standards that they hold dear and have become accustomed to. They would accept nothing less than excellent equipment. Yet in our dealerships, we accept old, antiquated equipment that requires twice the time to use. Why tolerate computers that are outdated and slow when they're very low cost to replace and modernize? So many times dealerships consider the initial cost of the equipment as the primary equation and never make the purchase. It's rare that dealerships would instead look at the cost of lost time on a daily basis. You see, it's the lost time that has an ongoing cost that's hard to calculate and never goes away. When considering an investment in equipment, look at how often it is used and how quick the payout is. If you can pay out the investment of your new equipment without considering the tax deduction within a 2-year period, it's a wonderful deal. Investing in equipment also improves employee morale and retention. It illustrates that the leadership cares and is thinking well into the future. Best practice is to include the team in all the equipment decision-making process to assure buy-in. I've seen dealers make investments in equipment that is seldom or never used because the team doesn't believe in nitrogen-filled tires or fluid exchanges or pre-alignment checks. If they don't believe in these services, provide more information and discussion illustrating the value. Never just order the stuff and let it collect because it's on sale at a NADA conference or something similar. Involving everyone assures the success of your investment. It's considered best practice to ask the team what equipment they would like to see come into the dealership. What can they use to perform their job better? It might surprise you what they ask for first. Staffing. I understand that staffing is costly and a considerable investment that the dealership makes. Payroll and employee benefits combine along with state and federal taxes to aggravate the issue to dealerships. Many dealerships today take an approach that reducing payroll costs is the direct way to improve profits. This is very short-sighted and destructive for the dealership to maximize customer care. Let's look at the advisor position as an example. Dealership advisors might be asked to answer the phone, cashier, schedule appointments, input warranty information to close out every repair order. I've seen dealerships that have advisors write in excess of 500 repair orders a month and are required to perform all these duties. Then these dealership employees have vacations and times of illness that aggravate the short staffing position of the dealership. Would you want your surgical team to perform your surgery to have similar staffing issues as this dealership I was just discussing? Of course not. We realize that the quality of care would never reach the standard of excellence that's required to provide to the customer. You see, a quality result demands adequate staffing that has the time to perform the desired tasks properly. A staff that is well trained and properly equipped will provide great results. This is not the place for the dealership to skimp towards profit. And again, Consider your surgeon team. You really want the staff to have the time to perform their tasks well. You wouldn't even question that the staff is correct when you go to a hospital. If it's understaffed, the quality of care will drop. So will the result. We wouldn't accept it in a surgical team. We surely shouldn't accept that kind of action in your dealership. If we want to improve dealership operations substantially, we must adapt to the surgical standards of today's medical profession. If you look at it, their processes are all well defined. We must always strive for excellence in every activity performed by our staff. Our standards should be so evident to our team, it becomes a culture. Exceeding the customer's expectations on a daily basis requires all of the things discussed here in today's call. Without the customer, your dealership will never have a chance for profits or survival of your dealership for the long term. Every team member needs to understand their role and be committed to perform the correct processes every day without excuse. I challenge all of you to review and adapt your own set of professional standards into your daily operations. Those who do, I am confident, will prosper and exceed expectations. Those who don't will remain common. My thought is it's your choice. Thanks for taking your time today for this call. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit our website and email me directly. And I hope you take a few minutes and share today's call with your friends and invite them to sign up for our newsletter and our weekly conference call. As always, those two things are going to be no cost. Have a great day, and thanks again for your time.
Fixed Performance helps many dealerships improve their fixed operations. With our no-nonsense approach, we don't beat down your staff. Instead, we encourage them to do the right processes, treat the customers fairly, and retain them. So if you're looking to improve customer satisfaction, customer retention, and profits, we're a good fit for your dealership. Give us a call and let's chat.